welcome to Show of the Week with Outside Xbox. I'm Mike.
And I'm Andy. This week I've been undermining my crew's singing confidence in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Raise your voices, me trumps!
Down west, old ship that ever did sail.
Alright, leave off, Jack.
Poor Jack. Meanwhile, I've been spooking tanks in Battlefield 4.
Poor tank. Speaking of war, Call of Duty Ghosts is out next week.
Ooh, is that the one with the dog and the lady soldiers?
That is broadly it, yes. More specifically though, Call of Duty Ghosts is the one set in a near-future America, crippled by a devastating orbital attack, occupied by a group of South American countries known as the Federation, and probably pretty pissed off and spoiling for a fight.
The rods didn't just decimate the land. They left us open to full-scale invasion.
That fight comes courtesy of the Ghosts of the title. Made up of the remnants of all of the US Special Forces, the Ghosts are a super elite task force that has adopted every technique that's useful for modern urban guerrilla-style fighting, like wearing a balaclava,
To protect us all.
having a dog, and going into space. Wow, okay, that escalated quickly. Can you even fire guns in space? Jane? No, she can't hear me. The campaign promises to be the ever-popular Call of Duty action-packed fireworks show, taking bets now on which major world landmarks get destroyed, by the way. But we all know the reason we'll be playing Ghosts in 6 months' time, and that's the multiplayer. Multiplayer in Ghosts has 7 new modes, including Cranked, which is a bonkers, relentlessly intense mode in which every time you get a kill, you start a 30-second timer, and if you fail to get a kill within that 30 seconds, you literally explode. There's also Blitz, kind of like Capture the Flag, but with teleporting. The biggest addition of all, however, is Extinction Mode, a 4-player cooperative mode where you fight aliens. Think zombies mixed with survival, and you're on the right track.
Coming online.
Added to that are squads of customizable AI bots, the new marksman weapons class, dynamic maps that change throughout the course of a match, and for the first time in the series, customizable characters, including female soldiers. More on them later. It's clear from all these additions, Infinity Ward wants to breathe new life into a series that's crying out for it, with a game that needs to impress on both current-gen consoles now and on next-gen consoles soon. We'll find out if they managed it when the game releases worldwide on November the 5th.
Oh, sure, when they put balaclavas on and go around with vicious dogs, they get called heroes. I get an Asbo.
That dog isn't here, is it?
It's somewhere. You try telling it to stay. That's how I got this prosthetic throat.
Yeah, I might actually leave here for a while, but best of luck to you though.
Okay, cheers. Oh, come on, you went outside 5 minutes ago.
Hey Andy, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Mike and I were just talking about Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh, cool. You know, it's the first time ever in Call of Duty you've been able to play as a female soldier in multiplayer.
That is true, but it's not the first time women have appeared in Call of Duty. In fact, there's a rich history of female characters in Call of Duty's campaign modes. Female characters, yes indeed. Well, we remember Captain Pelayo, the lady pilot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1. She got shot down and you had to drag her to safety, and that's about it. Not the most glorious of military careers, but there's always... Captain Anderson, the lady pilot of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. She also got shot down and you had to drag her to safety, and that's about it.
Get her to safety. Make sure she lives.
Okay, forget it. Single player or multiplayer, Call of Duty has long been a big old sausage party, with very few minor female characters who are mostly good at getting shot down over the battlefield. But never mind, because the battlefield will soon be overrun with a newly diverse horde of fighters, some of which will be women. Imagine that! It's thanks to the new ability in Call of Duty Ghosts to customize your soldier, not just the stuff he or she uses to kill people.
And as you saw from the trailer, you can also play as a female soldier.
Before, your Call of Duty character was limited to a handful of different kinds of man, covering off all the important man archetypes. There's Bald Man, Hood-wearing Man, and of course Britney Headset Microphone Man. They served us well. In Ghosts though, you're able to choose the head, body type, headgear and equipment for your COD representative, with apparently over 20,000 possible combinations. And yes, all of that applies to women as well. Ghosts developer Infinity Ward is all delighted to finally include lady soldiers to better reflect the variety of the 100 million people who've played a Call of Duty game.
Oh man, it's amazing. I mean, on COD 1 when I played on PC with my dad, you know, I always kind of wondered, like, can I play as a female? Because when I played GoldenEye back in the day, I could be Xena, you know, so it's just sort of like that cool incentive, like, okay, I get to finally play as a female online, and it really means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to other female gamers as well.
But how has it taken so bloody long? It took the makers of the original Pac-Man a year to give us Ms. Pac-Man. Call of Duty's been running for 10 years, how difficult can it be? Quite difficult actually, Andy, says Infinity Ward. It wasn't technically possible to include female multiplayer characters before, they say, and fair enough. Women are notoriously complicated. What console has enough processing power to handle all that estrogen? But seriously folks, what Infinity Ward is getting at is the more general technical challenge of having customizable multiplayer character models, including female ones. Lots of varieties of soldier mean more different textures and geometry that the game needs to process. Remember, Call of Duty's IW engine has its roots in the same code that powered Quake 3, which is over a decade old. Call of Duty Ghosts runs on a retooled version of that technology, and it's that engine tinkering that's let Infinity Ward make the changes that allow for customization and therefore women. Infinity Ward is also quick to point out that there's no competitive advantage to playing as a woman. They may have a slightly different body shape to the male models, but they will have gear on them to make their hitboxes the same size. No odd job from GoldenEye bullshit going on here. And so with Call of Duty Ghosts customizable characters, finally representations of women in the games will be more than just someone who is unable to pilot an aircraft properly, which as we all know is a lazy and untrue stereotype.
Jane, what are you doing? Jane, no!
No!
I admire you guys taking yourselves out of the equation.
That is the exception that proves the rule.
Now it's time for the comments, where we take a look at what you've been saying on the site, on YouTube, and hiding in dead drops around the city.
Are you sure that's a dead drop? I think it might just be an empty can. You're not picking up litter, are you?
It's probably in code. This week we're also giving away a random Xbox 360 game for our favourite comment of the week. This will be chosen at random by my brain, at random. Scourge Outbreak.
You do understand the meaning of random, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, first up your comments on the Batman Arkham Origins show from a few weeks back, which contained a handy guide to murdering Gotham's Dark Knight.
Far be it from me to tell Gotham's sharp-suitedest crime boss how to do his job, but I reckon he could pick up a cheapo nuclear warhead on the black market and land it on the Batmobile for that kind of money.
A few of you were good enough to chip in with your own ideas. This week's winner, Tiger Rifle 1, suggests, tell him that Ben Affleck is playing him in a movie. That would be enough to get me to off myself.
Nice. Enjoy your game, Tiger Rifle, and do be sure to check your YouTube inbox for the code. You're welcome. Meanwhile, Lars Lundqvist is keen on the patient method. He says, I like the idea of waiting for Batman to die of old age. You could base a whole game around his last couple of years. It could be called Batman Arkham Retirement Home.
Ripping Carcass isn't so sure about that method, however. They say, Batman first appeared in 1939. If he hasn't died of old age yet, I doubt he will.
Yeah, once you're 74, you're basically immortal. Cyclops GD, meanwhile, wants to know, how does Black Mask eat?
Well, in the spirit of investigative journalism, I asked the game's producer. Also, can you ask him how Black Mask eats? Because that's been confusing people. It's like Bane as well, right, from the movie. How does he eat? I guess just in a lot of pain.
That's right.
So
he just injects the food and aerosols it and inhales it.
There you go, like a meat pie aerosol. Exactly. Okay, cool. I was hoping it would be like a really thin straw, something just...
Next up, your comments on last week's show of the week on Assassin's Creed 4, in which we strove for historical accuracy.
Smoothies wouldn't have been around in the 18th century. They're really more of a modern... That's a 20th century hand gesture.
Rogue Next fan says, actually, Andy, the middle finger dates back to ancient Greece, so not a 21st century gesture.
Middle finger, I wish that was the gesture you were making.
Don't make me do it again.
Sorry. 12 Music Fan 34 keeps things on topic, saying, I want an Assassin's Creed in the future. Go ahead, hate all you want, but imagine hidden lightsaber blades, and like eagle vision with like epic X-ray vision glasses, and teleportations onto the rooftops for quick getaways from guards.
Lasers, lastly, is upset because Ezio and Altair had a huge beard. None of this video is true to Assassin's Creed.
You do well to remember the words of the Creed lasers. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Wait, if nothing is true, then isn't that sentence not true, which means everything is true?
Oh wait, hang on.
Finally, your comments on last week's video in which Andy and Mike take on a GTA Online $10,000 bounty challenge in which a ton of crazy stuff happened.
It's got rockets, I killed him!
Oh, you killed him!
I killed him!
Amazing!
This is incredible. Right, I'm stealing a car and getting out of here. Jeez, that was terrifying.
I'm still on the lam. I'm buying some refreshing soft drinks to replenish my health.
Diplout comments, Mike takes a chopper out of the sky and only by the skin of his teeth does he escape the flaming wreckage. Andy is buying a soda. Such an amazing contrast.
Yeah, Mike destroyed a helicopter, but I destroyed my thirst with a refreshing can of Sprunk. Both are impressive achievements, I feel.
The double helo, meanwhile, says Andy's gunplay may leave something to be desired, but he's apparently a sharpshooter with a minivan.
Oh no. I'm fine. I was fine.
Yes, I can aim that minivan with precision accuracy. Watch me knock the gun out of Mike's hand. Like a surgeon.
Finally, Andy Cod 1977 says, okay, give this one to Jane. She won this one, lol.
You weren't even playing.
Yeah, the people have spoken, so you owe me $10,000.
Hang on, was that how it works? I don't remember the...
Yep. Don't make the rules, sorry.
I guess I'd better go to the bank then.
Yeah, you better have, but take your time.
That's it for Show of the Week, but between now and next time you can get in touch with us on Twitter or facebook.com/Outside Xbox.
And if you like the show, why not make it official by clicking the like button? You can also subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time.
Right, I am off to the bank. I will see you in a sec.
Oh, I wouldn't go that way, dog.
Well, how am I supposed to get out?
I've been using the window. You might need a rope though.
We're on the 8th floor.
Yeah, no one said dog ownership was easy, man. This is about sacrifice and compromise, you selfish jerk.